All I heard from him is, "Son, they're taking me."
With those final words, Kazat Altay's father vanished without a trace.
I still remember that voice.
He's one of the missing, the lost, the taken. Kazat's father, one of 1 million Chinese citizens who have disappeared. So I went halfway around the world to figure out what's happening, and found 2 worlds full of truth and lies.
Do we have any sign of them behind us yet? Oh, they're back now, right?
The Chinese government accused of sending people to modern-day internment camps, condemned for the crime of being Muslim. Chinese officials deny it, insisting this is about preventing terrorism.
It's genocide.
You consider this torture?
Torture.
We were granted a rare tour.
Is it possible you could give us next time?
We quickly discovered
The cops are behind us.
a lot of people don't want us to find the answers.
There's a guy's running at us right here.
Hello? Hey, how are you? What? We're not going to China. We're just at Kazakhstan.
We began our search here, in America's capital, where Kazat spends his life in a kind of limbo.
We're going to go through PS Business Park, regular.
The 35-year-old lives in Virginia, working as a computer science teacher, coming home to play with his 4 children every night. At the same time, wondering where his own father may be.
He sent me a message from WeChat, voice message. So he said, "Son, they're taking me." He was pretty nervous from his voice.
Did he say who's taking him away or what's happening?
Police are taking me, Translation from Uighur is, "Son, they're taking me."
That message left more than a year ago. He has not heard from his father since.
He was a pretty tough guy. I'm not sure that he can survive in the concentration camp. But I don't know where he is.
Kazat and his family come from Xinjiang, a province in far western China. They are Uighur, a large ethnic minority group. More than 11 million Uyghurs live in China alone, and they are mostly Muslim. They have more in common with the people of Central Asia and Turkey than they do with their fellow Chinese citizens in the East. Now, Xinjiang is also where experts say the Chinese government has built those internment camps.
They want to erase us from the land.
There are very few images of the camps, some satellite images, some pictures from the Chinese government, and a few alleged cell phone videos and photos leaked to activists. Sophie Richardson is with Human Rights Watch.
How can we possibly find out what's really happening within those camps?
Well, we talked to people who were still in the region. We also managed to talk in Kazakhstan to people who had gotten out.
In an effort to get answers, we traveled to Kazakhstan, a former part of the Soviet Union which borders Xinjiang, where we meet lawyer Sarakjan Balash. His office is flooded by families desperate for help. Most here have lost contact with their parents, siblings, or children right across the border.
My mother.
That's your mother. What happened to her?
The 14 grandson and grandchildren disappeared.
This is shocking, I think, to most people in the world that this is going on.
And we believe that it is just ethnic cleansing. It is genocide.
The Chinese call these camps vocational centers, but when I asked U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, he said this.
These are truly internment camps where these people are being treated in ways that are fundamentally inconsistent with what China would have you believe, and in ways that when the world finds out, we will all regret.
The Uyghurs' home region is vital to China, rich in resources and a crossroads for trade. Experts like Darren Byler say government policies encouraging the Han Chinese to move west created tension in Xinjiang.
Uyghurs began to feel dispossessed of their land. In many ways, they were excluded from participating in those new economies.
Beijing blamed groups of radicalized Uyghurs for an increase in violence, and experts say that gave the government a target.
People that appeared Muslim in their daily life, in their dress, they were seen as potential terrorists.
I first started covering the conflicts in this region several years ago.
Driving around this town of Yukon, you can see there's police officers everywhere. In fact, put your camera down, put your camera down. Police right there.
By 2014, China began building the camps.
Is there torture?
Yes.
What kind?
Physical torture. All of the people who are being detained in these facilities are being subjected to degradation and humiliation of a kind that would break just about anyone.
Just show us exactly about how he was cuffed.
In Kazakhstan, several men demonstrate the severe postures they say they were forced to hold for hours, some telling us that guards used iron armor to keep them in place. The day after we met Balash, we came back to his office to interview Gulzira Alkan, who was confined in 3 different camps, then given a job in a factory making gloves for pennies on the dollar.
Артымыздан сақшылар еріп жүреді, жыласақ сақшылар жылама дейді. Сұхбат алатын кезде қолымызға кісен сап қойып сұхбат алады.
She could not leave, so for all that time she was separated from her 5-year-old daughter. For 2 years you didn't see your mom? Unbeknownst to us, at the same time we were doing this interview, drama is unfolding out in the hallway.
Are those police?
Yeah.
Police have made their way into the building.
Police.
Down the corridor, they're collecting Balash's files. The man himself, nowhere to be seen.
Now we're kind of walking down the stairs quickly to get out. We really have no idea what they're looking for. Hopefully they're not doing this for the Chinese.
A call from Balash's wife confirms what we fear. Balash has been arrested. His cell phone video shot in the hotel room where he was apparently taken into custody, showing blood on the bathroom floor.
He said that his life is in a danger.
In the weeks that followed, his wife confirms he's been held in another city on house arrest and charged with inciting ethnic hatred.
I really think that China is behind his arrest because China really don't want that no one know about these concentration camps.
She and her children are left to fend for themselves.
I have to help him. I have to protect my children's father.
Now that our connection with Balash is severed, we head toward China. We drive to the border town of Korgos, where we're told many people leaving Xinjiang cross over. To get there, we have to pass through gates and security checkpoints.
All right, we're going through the security right now to head toward the direction of China. A lot of cameras everywhere here.
Behind these 2 towers is Chinese side.
They're so sensitive about pointing the camera towards China from this side of Kazakhstan. Just paranoia. So we can see the Chinese guards are right there, the Chinese police. China in red, Kazakhstan in blue.
But it didn't take long before Chinese police run out to stop us.
Hey, how are you? These Chinese police just came running. Now they demanded our passports, and so we're just walking away so we can get away with this. They were this close.
Up next, we make it inside China. 2 very different journeys as we try to visit those detention centers. We find out what the Chinese do and don't want you to see.
Do we have any sign of them behind us yet?
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.